Good evening, and a big thank you for taking the time to learn about the candidates in this race and taking part in the democratic process. Your voice does matter. My name is Walter Morrell, and I want to be your next Ward 1 City Councilor. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself and tell you a little bit more of why I want to represent you and this community. I've lived in a lot of places in my life. I'm originally from England, and I moved to the North Shore when I was 8. But now, as a new father, I can say there's nowhere I'd rather live, work, and raise a family than right here in Salem. The city has a spirit. It's creative, resilient, and welcoming, and one you just don't find anywhere. It's from this deep love for the community that I'm running for city council, because while I believe in all that Salem is, I also see the challenges we face in housing, climate, education, and transport, and I believe we need fresh ideas and the courage to tackle them head on. I want to be a part of the solution. Let's start with housing. Too many of our neighbors are struggling to find or keep a home they can afford. We have seniors squeezed by rising rents, young families priced out of neighborhoods they grew up in, and unhoused residents who need real support. I support expanding affordable housing options, strengthening tenant protections, and increasing city funding for transitional and supportive housing. Programs like Uplift Salem are a great start, but we need to build on this success without burdening local taxpayers and our business community. We also face a real threat we see each day as we walk our coastline: climate change. Salem is a waterfront city. We need to protect it. That means investing in green infrastructure, expanding our coastal resilience efforts, and making sure we're not just reacting to climate change, but preparing for it. I'm proud of the work we've done so far with projects like the Derby Wharf stabilization and the Palmer Cove rehabilitation, but let's be clear, we can't afford to stop now. Another priority is transportation and development, because every family should be able to get to work, school, and conduct business safely and affordably, whether they drive, bike, walk, or take public transportation. We need to create walkable, connected neighborhoods while preserving the character of this city. My current position on the Bicycle and Shared Paths Committee promotes this connectivity. With new development projects in the pipeline across our city, we need to use strong union labor that represents our community and provides good working wages on all new development. When it comes to education, we can't afford to treat it like another line item in the budget. It's the foundation of everything. A strong public school system lifts up every corner of our city. It draws families here, increases property values, and prepares the next generation of workers, leaders, and neighbors. When we invest in our schools, we're not just investing in our students, we're investing in economic growth, public safety, and community health. Great programs are also needed in technical education, college pathways, and food literacy, so our young people can graduate with real-life skills. When schools succeed, neighborhoods thrive. That's not a slogan, it's a fact. Tourism is a big economic driver for our community, and I appreciate that. I pour pints down at the old Main Street pub during October, and I see the crowds this city attracts. But for too many years now, we have been rolling out the red carpet for visitors and tourists. We, the taxpayers, deserve better from our city. The tourists who enjoy our neighborhoods, parks, streets, and amenities should be helping foot the bill for the new high school and help fill potholes that are left after the crowds leave us each fall. Finally, as your city councilor, I plan to be on the ground, listening and reacting to the needs of our community. I will be accessible to our community and vocal about our needs, wants, and dreams. Salem deserves leadership that is dedicated to the people of this city and one that is ready to take action. Thank you again for taking part in the democratic process, and I'm asking for your vote on September 16th in the preliminary election. Thank you, and good night.
Hi, my name is Erin Turowski, and I want to be your Ward 1 counselor. Hola, me llamo Erin Turowski, y quiero ser su concejala del Distrito 1. I've lived in Salem for 10 years, helping hundreds of people as your family veterinarian. We've listened to each other, we've solved problems together, we've made difficult final decisions, and we've shared joyous new beginnings. Now, we're getting ready to start a new chapter, and I'm asking you to continue to work with me in a different kind of office, Salem City Hall. I want to help make our coastal borders stronger, our city more sustainable, our lives more affordable, our streets safer, and our home a better place to live, whether you're here for your whole life or you're getting ready for your first October here. I love living in Ward 1. When people ask me, well, where's Ward 1? I tell them it's the Willows, the Point, and everything in between. We have such a wide variety of people and places in our ward, and it makes us unique and special. It also makes it difficult to find someone who can represent our diverse resident population and communicate with people who have lots of different things to say. I don't pretend to have all of the answers, but one of the best things about being a veterinarian is having the opportunity to work with people from all walks of life, who are each navigating their own problems, and who may not even speak English. I'm willing to listen to everyone, and I'm working to improve my communication skills by practicing Spanish every day. Soy la candidata única del Distrito 1 que tiene un sitio web bilingüe, and I've made a point to offer a bilingual website and literature since starting my campaign in March. Et je peux parler français aussi. I'm out in our community and in the point every day, and I want to make sure I'm ready to hear what you have to say, no matter how you need to say it. Salem is a well-loved hometown for people with deep local roots and rich family histories, but we're also a safe haven for people who feel like this is the only place they can go. Together, we have built a community that welcomes people from every nationality, of every gender and sexual orientation, every occupation, every size and shape of family you can imagine. I haven't lived in Salem my whole life, but I came here by myself in 2016, and the relationships I've made with my friends and neighbors have turned this into the city I call home. But for all of the great things about Ward 1, we have our share of challenges too. We have the longest coastline of any of Salem's wards, and our residents and businesses are continually facing flooding, storm surges, and other conflicts with the powerful ocean. My own basement, like many of yours, has a water line that seems to get a little higher every year. In the next couple of decades, we will need to make some important decisions about how to protect our homes from the rising seas. Don't get me wrong, I love the ocean. I'm an avid scuba diver, and I volunteer at the New England Aquarium almost every Friday. But I am respectful of the sheer power of water. And I think I'm in a good place to help us through our struggles with the ocean. I've already been endorsed by 2 national organizations as a climate champion, and my bachelor's degree in biological engineering means that I can look at infrastructure and environmental problems objectively with a strong foundation in math and science. I'm likely one of the most climate-conscious people running in all of Salem in this election cycle, and I want to put that knowledge to use for you to help make our wards stronger in the face of rising seas. We also have a growing problem with housing affordability and the rising cost of living. Not everyone can afford to own a home, and not everyone wants to live in a single-family house with a yard and 2 cars parked in the driveway. I want to make sure that we continue to provide housing choices for people who choose Salem to be their home, and that means diversifying our housing stock to include homes of all sizes and price points. It means protecting our rental tenants, who make up 50% of the residents of Salem, from displacement and housing insecurity. It also means keeping home values and property taxes stable, so people who have put down roots here can continue to keep them in place. It means building neighborhoods with character and charm, and maybe a nice little corner market and a restaurant so people don't have to drive across town to get out and do something fun. By making our neighborhoods a priority, I want to help keep our residents sheltered and provide places where people who don't have homes can find them here. And while we're talking about the cost of living, let's talk about the cost of transportation. I struggled with street parking in the Point for 7 long years. 3 years ago, my parked car was totaled in a crash at Palmer Cove Park. And I was faced with a choice: replace my car or use the insurance money to put a down payment on a condo. I chose a home, and I chose a home in the Point because the Point is a fun neighborhood and it's a relatively easy place to live in without a car. And Boston has pretty good connectivity to Salem if you don't want to fight traffic on North Street on your way down. Not having to pay for parking or owning or fueling or repairing a car saves me about $1,000 a month. That's money I can use to keep a roof over my head, support local businesses, to grow a family, to help charities and museums, to travel, and to live life with a little less stress. And let me tell you, I don't miss the chaos of the blue light special parking bans one single bit. I'm not here to tell you to get rid of your car, but I'm telling you that if you can reduce your reliance on a car, then you might be surprised by the changes you can make if you walk, ride a bike, or use a scooter to get around Salem. You can save money, you can improve your health and fitness, and you can absolutely help reduce our city's carbon footprint. I've spent 2 years working hard on the Transportation Commission, trying to make it safer and more efficient for people to navigate our city, whether they need a car or not. And if I'm elected as councilor, I hope to use this experience to continue this work in our ward and throughout the rest of Salem. Finally, I want to speak to the small business owners of Salem, my neighbors who own and operate restaurants, museums, bodegas, coffee shops, gift shops, breweries, salons, photography studios, bed and breakfasts, and other types of small businesses. As a veterinarian who has spent 6 years in clinic leadership, I appreciate how hard it can be to depend on the success of a small business to support your life. I understand budgeting, human resources, facility management, advertising, and how to navigate these things through a pandemic and other market instabilities. Much of the reason people visit Salem is because of our rich small business environment, and I want to be the type of city councilor who can help support our small businesses whenever possible. I also want to make sure we keep sufficient variety in our small business landscape to support the daily needs of our residents, giving them places to buy clothing, groceries, and other vital essentials within walking distance of their homes. Small businesses are the heart of Salem's economy, and I want to keep that heart healthy and strong. There's a lot of uncertainty at the national level in our country nowadays, but I want to help lead Ward 1 into a stable, sustainable, and successful future. It's not going to be an easy task, but I'm used to hard work, and I'm ready for the challenge. I hope to earn your trust, your respect, and your vote in the preliminary election on September 16th, and again in the general election on November 4th. Me llamo Erin Turowski, y estoy feliz por ver a dónde queremos ir y cómo llegar juntos. I'm Erin Turowski, and I'm excited to see where we want to go and how to get there together.